There's a lot to unpack. Cavs got swept. LeBron had a broken hand. How does this affect LeBron's legacy? There's just so many things, topics to talk about, but let's start with the Cavs getting swept. Cavs got swept. It was due to ineptitude, really. The mere fact that LeBron James is supposed to be the greatest player of all time and can't win one game against the Golden State Warriors is an absolute farce. It was disgusting. The effort that he put in Game 4 was subpar. He just played to get a little bit of his stats, and when he saw that, the way that it was heading, he was like, you know what, forget this. I'm not going to even beat this team in 4 games. Why try now to win 1 game? Why prolong the series? That's the feeling you got in the second half. Especially in the first half when Curry hit the 3 to go up 9. They're just like, why try? Well, we're just going to get beat anyway. What's the point in trying? The point in trying is because you're a competitor. You want to compete. It doesn't matter the odds. It doesn't matter who's stacked up against you. You just want to win. And that's basically the knock on LeBron James. That's basically why he went to Miami, because he felt like he had to monopolize the talent so he could compete. And now when the same tactics used against him, you saw in the series where he didn't really put up much of a fight. Besides Game 1, he didn't put up a great big fight or nothing like that. It wasn't a big fight because he basically felt like it was inevitable. But here's the thing. When you guys say that LeBron James doesn't have any help, he doesn't have any talent, and he got swept, it hurts, it's not right, but he just didn't have the guys to help him, I completely disagree. Let me tell you something, guys. The San Antonio Spurs won 1 game against the Warriors. Warriors beat them in 5. The Pelicans won 1 game against the Golden State Warriors. Warriors beat them in 5. Spurs did not have Kawhi Leonard. They had LaMarcus Aldridge, one All-Star. Pelicans did not have Boogie Cousins. They had Anthony Davis. They had Drew Holiday, which played well in the series before in the sweep. But, both of these teams didn't have a player that's like LeBron James caliber. So there's no excuse for the Cavs getting swept. There's no excuse at all. Rockets were able to take 3 games off the Warriors. So you telling me the Cleveland Cavaliers were unable to win 1 game, even after the big Game 1 letdown or whatever the case is, even after all that, whatever the case is, they weren't able to win 1 game? We're looking at somebody like Allen Iverson, who had less talent than LeBron James did. Allen Iverson's team was basically all defense. He was the offense. And they were able to go in LA, and he was able to take a Game 1 against LA, who swept through the whole entire playoffs. So you mean to tell me Allen Iverson, a smaller guard, can take a Game 1 against a team that he's, not favored against, but LeBron James can't? Take 1 game. 1 game. That's disgraceful. Even though people are like, Game 1, he won them that game and his teammates lost him the game. Guys, George Hill could have hit a free throw to win the game. J.R. Smith could have put a putback. They could have called a timeout. It's not just he had so many chances to win Game 1. It's not even funny. They had overtime. So don't give me this crap about, Game 1 was the game to win and he couldn't win anything after that. Game 3, Cavs had a lead in that. They had a double-digit lead in that game. Game 1, they had a double-digit lead as well. So it's just like, you guys can't keep making excuses for them. You're looking at the Spurs without Kawhi. You're looking at the Pelicans without Boogie. They were able to win a game against the Warriors. Come on, guys. There's no excuse for him getting swept in the NBA Finals. Basically, after that Game 1, he felt like it was over. He felt like, whatever. I'll take it how it goes. That's why he wasn't defending Kevin Durant. That's why he wasn't. There's a lot of things that you would see him do in other series normally that he just didn't do in this series. He wasn't guarding the best player. He wasn't getting in the post much. He wasn't very energetic on defense or nothing like that. People can say, he played a lot of minutes, this, that, and the third. But other series, he played a lot of minutes, and he showed more fervor and excitement than he did when he played against the Golden State Warriors. To me, LeBron mentally checked out, and that's basically why they got swept. You could say this, that, and third by his teammates. They didn't play well, whatever the case is. Kevin Love did have back-to-back 20 and 10 games. So I don't even want to hear all that talk or really about stuff like that. So he did have a number 2 guy, but he just didn't have anybody that could give him like 30. He really needed somebody to give him 30. He didn't get it. But there were a couple. Game 2, he got contributions. Game 3, he got contributions. So, and even in game 3, when it was like, Cavs had a lead, like a 1-point lead in the fourth or whatever the case is. It's like, okay, LeBron, now take us home. So all this excuse, all this talk about him not having any help, whatever. He had help, guys. That's how he got to the NBA Finals, because he had help. Kyle Korver struggled. Well, they keyed in on him. He had help. Like, it's just sad that the fact that people don't want to admit that he folded, and in that folding, he cannot be considered the GOAT. There's no more bad. There's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, after he lost multiple finals, you know what I'm saying, that took him out of the conversation for me. But, like, to lose 6 finals and then to get swept 2 of them, come on, guys. Come on. I understand guys getting swept in the first round, second round, whatever the case is. I can understand all that. I have no problem with a player losing games early in the rounds. When you're in the biggest stage in the NBA and you're getting swept, no, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. And you have a guy like Allen Iverson who didn't have a Kevin Love, who didn't have a Kyle Korver, who didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you have players who had less and were able to beat teams that they were less favored against, cut it out. And then we have precedents. San Antonio won a game. Pelicans won a game. Rockets won 3. You can't win 1? That GOAT talk is dead. Nobody should even bring that up. You guys want to talk about statistics and all this? Statistics can be misleading, because the only reason LeBron James, for some people, is going to be considered the GOAT is because he has all these stats. But the reason he has all these stats is because he came in the game when he was 18. And he's been playing since then. He never had an injury. So that's that. Like, that's the only reason. Like, he's going to have a longevity argument. But at the end of the day, if you're getting swept in the finals, if you lose 6 times in the finals, you're not the GOAT, man. You're not the GOAT. It's just plain and simple. And fast forward to after, everything, congratulations to the Warriors, of course. They did their thing. Durant and Curry played off each other marvelously. Durant got the MVP. I wasn't mad about that. Curry didn't get the MVP. The only argument I can make for Curry getting the MVP is people don't understand this. Durant was much more efficient. He had better numbers across the board. But in game 1, game 2, and game 2, Curry was the reason the team won those games for the most part, because he kept the pace going. And even though he didn't shoot particularly well, he kept them going. And then what happened was, towards the end of the game, Kevin Durant finally figured himself out and was able to cash in on some opportunities to score. But honestly speaking, game 1, game 2, and even game 4, Curry basically controlled the tempo. He controlled the game. He just didn't have the high shooting numbers that we all expected. Like, when you compare shooting numbers, that's what people get misguided. But when you do the eye test, you'll see that there were some games, like game 1, game 2, Kevin Durant was kind of out of it. Game 1, he didn't even really want to guard LeBron. Game 2, he didn't shoot super efficient or nothing like. No, game 2 he shot efficiently, but game 1 he didn't shoot efficiently. But the reason he was able to get efficient numbers was because Curry was keeping them ahead most of the time. But Curry, for some reason, he wasn't efficient, or whatever the case is. But you can make the argument for either or. Curry could have gotten it, but I understand the argument of, hey, Durant did more in terms of rebounding and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I don't think Curry cares about anything like that. He's a 3-time champion, 2 MVPs, 3 championships in 4 years. Wonderful for them. He's already a living legend right there, guys. Only other people to do that is Michael Jordan, I think LeBron James. So that's it. Like, somebody to, and the thing is, they have the possibility to still keep winning. So that's wonderful within itself. When you look at the Warriors, of course, they're a dynasty, 3 championships in 4 years. And we're lucky to witness it. We'll see a team that goes 73-9, didn't win the chip. But even before that, 2015, they won the title. Andre Iguodala being an MVP. Then you have Kevin Durant back-to-back MVPs. It's just like, with that team, everybody stirs the pot. Everybody gets theirs, and it's so unselfish, and that's the way the basketball should be played. Yes, they have a lot of talent, but it's not like, their guys can't bring up the ball. It's not like how the Cleveland team is when they get a fast break, give the ball to LeBron. Like, come on, Andre Iguodala can lead the break, Kevin Durant can lead the break, Klay Thompson can lead the break. Everybody can do something, and that's what you love about that team. LeBron James and his broken hand business. Look, dog, your hand wasn't broken. You nobody ever brought it up throughout the whole entire series. If it should have been on the injury report, don't try to wear a cast now and try to get sympathy. He's being super dramatic, uber dramatic, matter of fact, and that was disgusting. That was point blank disgusting. You cannot tell me, oh, well, we lost the series. I don't want to lay down. I don't want to say that I laid down. I want to come up with an excuse. I broke my hand. He just doesn't want to admit that he got beat by a better team. He doesn't want to give them the satisfaction. He'd rather say he wasn't at his best. That's why they got swept. Everybody can see through that lame excuse. Oh, it was self-inflicted. I punched the whiteboard. Dog, didn't you see Amari Stoudemire and against the Miami Heat? You were on that Heat team. He punched the fire extinguisher and broke his hand or whatever. He had glass in his hand. Didn't you learn from that? No, you go do the same thing. Now you want to use that as an excuse. Now they're trying to see pictures of the difference between his hand size and all. I don't care about any of that. Will Chamberlain was able to win the NBA Finals he had a busted hand and he had a broken wrist, whatever the case is. He had like 24 points. He had like 29 rebounds. So you want to talk about your hand was this, it might be partially broken. Cut out the lame excuses. That right there with the sweep was one thing. The sweep, I was like trying to stomach it. But the thing about you breaking your hand and now you trying to say that, he didn't say that's the reason he lost, but that's what the media is going to infer. And that's what he's trying to infer with people. Like, hey, I messed up my hand. So the fact that you messed up your hand is the reason why you got swept and you lost the NBA Finals. Really? LeBron James and his fanboys, and I can't wait for Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. I can't wait for Max Kellerman. I can't wait for Shannon Sharp, Max Kellerman. Just all the guys that are huge fans of LeBron James. Chris Broussard, I can't wait for him to come out and then they say, the hand was an issue. No, dog. Nobody on this planet Earth today can make an excuse for LeBron James and this NBA Finals that he played. You know what I'm saying? You could say, oh, he had big numbers, but those numbers are kind of skewed because he had a big game one. He had a big game one, and that big game one basically carried the entire rest of the playoffs. See what I'm saying? Like, he had great numbers, but in a closeout game, you only shoot 13 shots. That wasn't your hand. That was just you. That was just you. Like, that was the lamest excuse. Basically made me lose respect for LeBron James coming out with this after the fact. Like, this should have never came out point blank period that his hand was messed up or whatever. We never saw it. It was never reported. So therefore it never happened. So the fact that he's coming out now and saying it is basically a cop out for why he lost the finals. And you can't respect somebody like that making excuses for something that didn't need to be excused. Like, his performance didn't need to be excused. We saw that he was supposedly undermanned, but at the end of the day, you can't say you broke your hand 3 games after. Wearing the cast now, you should have wore a cast after game one. I didn't want the Warriors to use that to their advantage. They didn't need that because you gave them all the advantage by not guarding Kevin Durant. You gave them all the advantage by being passive. You gave them all the advantage by laying down in game 4. It was very disgusting the way that the Cavs went out, and that's just that's an image or an example of how not to compete in an NBA Finals game. 2 of the games were competitive. So what? Make all the games competitive, not just 2. The fact that 2 of them weren't competitive is disgusting within itself. This is the NBA Finals, dog.